Instead of getting a lot of stalkers, we get a lot of zealots and sentries because we just don't have the money to support everything getting pumped out of these places. But let's go ahead and take a look. Does he see anything from his opponent? No, it looks like he doesn't even know that his opponent was getting a robotics bay. Oh, now this is cool. This is cool. I'm going to come back. This is a concept I call forcing. Oh, this is so awesome. Alright, robotics bay. I don't think there's anything more normal than a lot of Warpgates plus Colossus in this matchup. People are kind of avoiding early expanding altogether in this matchup and just saying, well, how many tech structures can I get up on one base? Couldn't drink water. I did know what I was going to say, alright? I always drink water to buy myself time because I'm an idiot and I forget I'm talking about, like, all the time. But I actually am just thirsty. Look, just hold on. That's going to be a GIF. I know it. What am I talking about? Alright, cool. So, everyone seems to want to go a lot of Warpgates because then they can potentially get a win right off the bat. And then they go, oh, he's getting a lot of Warpgates too, and I got to get Colossi. Oh, and then they start convincing themselves that they have to get all the tech structures and everything. Whether that's good or bad, I'm going to ignore and just say this is the trend. People do this. People one base a lot, right? This is the most normal, typical, usual, ordinary, what you see a lot style of play. So here comes Nightend with the Stargate. And as we're going to see, Geist is going to see it. He's going to be scooting around. Nice observer control, not letting that bad boy get lost. Sometimes people get, they can mess that up a little bit. Oh, damn, he didn't actually see it? Well, that's weird. Okay, so what I'm still going to say is actually absolutely correct. When you get this sort of structure, like a Stargate, there's this concept I call forcing, which is that in a sentence, I would use this word to say, by going Phoenix, it forces your opponent not to go Colossus. And by that, I don't mean that when your opponent sees it, he goes, oh, I guess I'm not allowed to make Colossi now. It means that if he does go Colossi, you get an auto win. You automatically win. And again, and then all you have to do is worry about everything else. And that is a very important idea. Let me give a really stupid example to be really explicit. If you just saved up your money and made a command center on 15, before barracks, before anything, just command center on 15 or 16 at your expansion, and your Zerg opponent 6-pooled. The 6-pool forces the Terran not to make a command center on 16. All you have to do is worry about one base play and against players who wall off. Again, notice how in that circumstance, it is not that a guy, it's not that you scouted him making a command center on 16 and said, oh, well, I guess I'll 6-pool. Like, no one's going to wait around and not make drones for like 9 minutes to find that sort of information out. But, the reason this is so useful is to figure out what you get auto wins against, is that you can then say to yourself, all right, now how do I win in this much, much smaller set of situations? So the fact that the Stargate was coming out by Nightend, I actually assumed that Geist canceled the robotics bay. Now, if Geist had scouted this Stargate, and he did cancel this robotics bay, I think that would be a very, very smart decision by Geist. Because he's basically saying, well, again, he's forcing me not to go Colossus. If I do go it, he gets an auto win. Otherwise, I need to cancel it and try to stay in this game. So again, 3 Warpgate, going for the Immortal. Very ordinary, very typical play. You see Huck do this a lot. I am also, by the way, a Huck fanboy. So Nightend getting the Phoenix and scouting right away. Now, I want to point out how awesome the Phoenix is. This is part of the reason why I get this unit a lot in this matchup, is because you can scout everything super quickly. Look at that, knowing everything that's in the base, and you can come right back home. Even on a map like Lost Temple, you can get back pretty damn quickly. So more Phoenixes coming out. And what these Phoenixes do is they pin your opponent back. It's very scary if you're in Geist's position to leave your base. And look, not that many Stalkers, not that many Sentries, not really that many anti-air at all. So if you do leave, and, you know, let's say for instance that our green Protoss buddy had control of this watchtower, or even if our green Protoss buddy had a unit right here just checking to see when all these units come out, he just runs back here with the Phoenixes and starts lifting probes. And look, Nightend's already threatening it. Is he getting more Pheonixes? It looks like he backed off. There's a Twilight Council, and wow, yeah, again, why does everyone one base for so long in this matchup? I do not understand. And if you're gonna lift anything, lift gas. Lift the gassing probe. Do not lift the mineraling probes, because it is very, very, very common mistake to forget to put guys back into gas, or if you kill off 3 guys in gas, to put 4 in there, or to put 2 back in there. You want to abuse that a lot. So you heard me say earlier on, getting the Immortals fast is a very good defensive technique by Nightend. I like that a lot. And notice how it's bought him time to go Pheonixes, it's bought him time to go Colossus, it's bought him time to get this Twilight Council that, in my opinion, is seemingly useless. And will be useless for a very long amount of time. Don't get too tech structure excited in this matchup. Because the big fundamental flaw that everyone makes in every strategy game of all time is they think, oh, wouldn't this unit be good right now? Yeah. In fact, every unit in the game should be good. There shouldn't be any shitty units in the game. Because that's probably how the designers designed it. So, yes, having Blink will help you in that battle. Having Colossi and having Pheonixes are always going to help you if you somehow magically have them in the now. It's the can I get there that's the problem. So it's this fact that, oh, Nightend, yeah, he's spending all this money on all this stuff. I mean, if he just didn't get this and didn't get this, that's actually like 2 Colossi more that he probably could have gotten with that time and money that he was expending. And instead, he's not. So, I mean, for instance, like, the sort of thing I would do is I would go for very fast 2 Warpgate Colossus push with largely Zealots, and then I'd expand, and then I'd add on more Warpgates. And by the way, that push I just described is very easy to do. You just rush for Colossus with range, and you push. It's really, really effective. You win a lot of games outright, and if you don't, you have an expansion set up. But you see, little things like what Geist just did, he moved out, and he expanded. This is actually something that I was talking about with Diapollo while I was in Germany casting the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge. Which, by the way, you can just look up ESL TV and you'll find all the VODs for those games. And, oh, it was a lot of fun. But, you know, Diapollo was saying that a lot of Starcraft players have just basic intuition, basic RTS fundamentals down that a lot of other players don't have. So, for instance, the fact that Moose Geist moved out and expanded, you hear me say a lot, oh, great timing. He expanded when he moved out to attack. Allow me to rephrase that for this situation. He moved out, and he expanded, and it's necessary that he did that. If he didn't did that, I'd be pissed, right? I'd be like, why are you not taking the free base? Why are you not taking the free base? Why are you, it's free. You need to take your expansion. Notice how that, like, Moose Geist didn't commit anything. He just walked up here and then he walked back home, and yet he got an expansion. Okay, so I'm going to do something that I actually never do. I am so thirsty. My throat is going to, like, fall apart with Dryden. So hang out here. Hang out here. Just wait a minute. Let me just play something that let me play this song. That's not that song. I don't want to play that song. I'm gonna entertain you while I go to the restroom to get some water. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Oh my god, yeah, it's the trees. I'll be back. God, I'm thirsty. God, I'm like the thirstiest man in the world. First 26 seconds of that song awesome. Woo! Oh, and I've got to get my carpal pillow tunnel. And yes, I do say it like that. Oh, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Sniffle a little bit. Back to the daily. All right, cool. So yes, it's necessary to expand right now. This expansion timing by Nightend is a little funky. It's a little bit like, well, and then I have Stargate and the Twilight Council and Colossus, and then expand. It's just kind of. I don't know. I hate to use this word, but it's very va-va-voom, It's like, ta-da! I have expanded. This isn't a timed expansion. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not going to die, as we can see in the minimap. But, I mean, it's not it's not an intuitive timing that was established as a result of a series of factors. He just sort of expanded. I'm liking this pylon. I'm liking the fact that he hasn't moved down. Don't get too overeager with your counterattacks. You really want to counterattack at the time when it is most good. Too often when players set up for a counterattack, you see this a lot in Zerg vs. Zerg and Brood War, where people would hide Zerglings, and then they would just run them in. They just would do it whenever they could. Never really being patient. It's when Red's army is like here, that's when Green wants to start moving in here. Like, wait a really friggin' damn long time to counterattack, because that's when it will be insanely effective. But either way, both players, I would say Mao's Geist is playing very, very well. I very much so like his timings. Nightend is playing a little bit funky. I'm going to go to the resource counting station. The reason why I like the way Geist is playing is because he just did something fairly low tech, 3 Warpgate and a Robo, and when he pushed, he expanded, and he's continuing this thought process by getting range upgrade. And I'm going to go to the unit counting station and see how he's doing on units. It does look like he has, let's see, this is Moose Geist. He has more Immortals. He has a lot of Stalkers. He has a lot of Zealots. I think overall his army's a little bit bigger, with the exception of those Zealots. And I like that. It's not, the situation that we see Nightend in, where his computer's crashing. No, good. Okay, I'm good. Where, he's getting all these upgrades, and he doesn't really have that many unit-producing structures up for that long, and now he's getting a Void Ray. There's a lot of haphazarddom to this, but I'm still interested to see how it's going to function. And this is way too early by Mao's Geist. Oh my god, that was too early. I mean, it's going to work because, again, his army's just like a lot bigger. But you don't have to do this. And hey, look at that. Yeah, there you go, Nightend. That's so cool. Just general very good decision making. Don't mind the targeting on the Nexus in the slightest. He does have charge. And by the way, this is a little hotkey you should know. No, the charge is actually C. You can actually force your units to charge each other, and then you can run away really fast. It's pretty good. Or you can click charge on one of his units and then just retreat really aggressively. But in the midst of me describing all that, again, here's another very good fundamentals kind of thing. Whenever you counterattack, or whenever you are drawing these units back, this could be Zealots getting warped in, this could be a Banshee popping in the back, this could be some Zerglings that ran through, this could be a Nidus Worm that's being thrown up, it could be a Storm Drop. Anytime you're drawing the army back, it's a good chance for you to advance forward. Now, whether this actually does anything, let's pretend for a moment that these Stalkers weren't even here, and that Red's army was huge. Green still should move up here, and then back away again. He should still always do that, because you force a lot of buildings that they don't want to make. You force disorganization. So here comes the big battle. I'm still personally liking Red's army a little bit more, even though I think that Green has a significantly better position and will probably, in all honesty, win this fight. Especially thanks to those Void Rays. Oh, now another Colossus popped out. Just going to eat through all those Zealots. Yeah! Alright, awesome. I guess my count on the Zealots for Green was quite a bit off, because I thought that was going to be a lot closer. And anytime you do that, like, you should rewind and you should rewatch it. I'm not necessarily going to do that, but, like, I say stuff like that all the time in my cast. Like, oh, I think this is going to happen. And when it doesn't happen, I always stop and I go, huh, why did that not go the way that I thought? And then I should rewatch and I should go, oh, I guess that's why. And then, you know what happens? Learning! There's never any shame in being absolutely dead, totally wrong. There's nothing wrong. I'm wrong all the time. Are you kidding me? I make an idiot out of myself like 8 times a day. Like, it's fine. That's good. That's great. You want to do stuff that is embarrassingly off. So that way you can readjust.